I am pleased at this time to introduce the faculty speaker chosen by the class of 2007. Mr. Peter Bohacek teaches regular physics and advanced placement physics at Sibley. Before coming to our school, Peter was the president and founder of a successful company that produced projects related to audio electronics manufacturing. We are deeply grateful that he chose to give up a lucrative career in business to become a high school teacher. I think that someday Peter's students should do a study on the energy that he emits during each class that he teaches. Mr. Bohacek has asked me to be his assistant during his speech, and I will leave you with this teaser before he comes up here, and that is, I want you to know that the school is fully insured for anything that may happen during his speech. Mr. Bohacek?
Thanks. Thank you very much. As Helen Fisk said, I am a physics teacher, and I've got some equipment here behind me, and I have a captive audience, and this is a dream come true. So let me get set up. Two weeks ago, 4 of my students gave me a poem that they had written about me, and it wasn't all flattering. In fact, most of it wasn't flattering. But one of the things they said was that they felt like I want to teach the whole world physics, and they're right. So with this captive audience, with this attentive group, I've got to do this demonstration. So let me make a little flame here. Now the flame is making a sound that you can't hear. It's like a whooshing, like a little jet engine. But watch what happens. Just an empty cardboard tube, but you put it over that flame. Isn't that cool? Same idea, just a bigger one. Different sound, huh? This one I can change the length. Okay, one more. This one doesn't always work, I have to warn you. So there are 150 people right down here who could use long equations and detailed drawings, and they can explain to you exactly why that happened And when we're done here tonight, I encourage you to come down and ask them to do that for you. But the simple explanation is this: that flame produces energy at all different frequencies. And there's air trapped inside those pipes that vibrates back and forth. For each tube, there's one specific frequency where the air will vibrate back and forth in such a way that we get this beautiful loud sound. That's called the resonant frequency of that tube. The resonant frequency depends on how long the tube is, the shape of it, the size of the openings. And every tube has its own resonant frequency, where it'll produce that beautiful, loud, rich sound that you heard. And this flame produces energy at all frequencies, so no matter what tube you put on there, you'll hear the resonant frequency of that tube. So this demonstration of how one tube or one particular energy can cause a tube to vibrate with so much power is a good analogy for my message for our graduates tonight. These tubes are like people. Just as each tube has physical characteristics that determine its resonant frequency, each of you has talents and abilities, interests and passions that affect how you'll produce your greatest and richest and most powerful contribution. And the world is your Bunsen burner. It's a continual source of energy at all frequencies. And when you can find something in the world that excites you, your resonant frequency, you'll produce your most powerful and satisfying results. The speaker at my sister's college graduation was Steve Jobs, and he's the founder of what was then a small computer company, Apple Computer. And his advice for those graduates was about how to have the greatest success in their lives. Not success narrowly defined as just your income or how prestigious your job, but in broader terms, satisfaction in your life, successful relationships, a fulfilling career, a strong connection with your community, a feeling that your life is meaningful and worthwhile. And what Steve Jobs said was that if you want to achieve the greatest success in your life, do what you love, follow your passion, engage in your dreams. I think that's great advice. I think if you have a passion, if you have a goal, a dream, let nothing stand in your way. You already know your resonant frequency. Set off down that path and run as fast as you can and make it happen. If you're one of those people, consider yourself lucky. Don't waver. Work as hard as you need to and make it happen. And I'm certain that there are people amongst our graduates tonight who know their resonant frequency. They know what their passion is and they're ready to follow it. And if you're one of those people, I'd like to ask you right now to raise your hand. I won't call on you. I just want to see how many there are. All right. That's a lot more than I thought. That's great. Yeah, I think that's... What about the rest of you? You mean you don't all know exactly what you want to do with the rest of your life? I suspect some of you do know what your passion is, but you're not quite ready to admit it. But I suspect others aren't sure where their passions lie and aren't sure where to look. And I suspect that a few wonder if they have a resonant frequency. Which brings me to my advice for the class of 2007. Don't wait for your passion to find you. Seek it out. Be proactive. Go looking for it. It may not be easy, but it's worth it. But how? How do you find that passion, that perfect energy that will help you find your greatest success? The only way I know is by doing something that I call directed wandering. Since you don't know your destination, you can't just walk down a path to get there. Instead, you have to make an effort to step off the path and explore. Find out about yourself and find out what there is in the world that will allow you to have your greatest impact, to resonate the most powerfully. Some people think that time spent wandering is time wasted, but directed wandering, wandering with an awareness and a goal of finding your passion, is an investment. Sometimes the most important lessons you'll learn happen when you're off the path, when you open your eyes, open your heart, and look for what there is in the world that you could love to do. Directed wandering means exposing yourself to new experiences. Enter every conversation, meet every new person with the possibility that this conversation, this person, might open your eyes about your own passion. Visit libraries, read a book just because it looks interesting to you. Maybe that book will help you find your resonant frequency. Volunteer for organizations whose missions you believe in. Go to plays, listen to music, seek out adventure. If you're in college, consider taking a course for no other reason than because it looks interesting to you. What if that course sparks your passion? Keep your eyes open. Try a job, at least for a while, not because it has the most promise for advancement or money, but because you think the work is engaging or fulfilling. If you have the opportunity to travel, take it. Not all travel is expensive, and entering a new environment can help teach you things about the world and about yourself that you can't learn in school. Consider these diversions, this directed wandering, as an opportunity to feel the different energies in the world and to find one that makes you resonate, that makes you sing with your loudest and richest song. Great leaders, like Buddha, the founder of the Buddhist religion, can say in a few words what it takes me 10 minutes to say. Your work is to discover your work, and then with all your heart, give yourself to it. Your work is to discover your work, and then with all your heart, give yourself to it. It took me 20 years of work and exploration to find my resonant frequency, my passion for sharing science and learning with students like you. It was a long trip, but it was worth it. Class of 2007, my advice to you is to seek out and find your passion in your career, in your family, in your communities. And my wish is that each of you will find something to put your heart into that you'll find as challenging and rewarding and satisfying as my time has been teaching and learning from you. Thank you.